Historic meeting. For the first time ever, South Bend City officials are meeting with local school corporation board members to see what's in store for the future of South Bend Community Schools.
Drug crisis. Teen drug addiction sweep the nation by storm. We'll see how one of them is affecting the lives of local students.
New classes. A new film literature class is coming to Riley High School. We talked to a teacher who started it all.
From our studios at Riley High School, this is SBS-TV News, South Bend, with Ethan Hems and Marisha Brown, Bernardo Malone with weather, and David Saleh with sports. SBS-TV News starts now.
Hello, Michiana. Welcome to SBS-TV News. I'm Ethan Hems from Riley High School.
And I'm Marisha Brown from Clay High School.
New details. The South Bend Common Council and South Bend Community School Corporation held a historic meeting this past Tuesday at Nooner Fine Arts Academy. For the first time ever, both elected bodies came together to discuss their respective roles and visions for revitalizing schools. The meeting was open to the public and attendees were able to participate and ask questions. Mayor James Mueller and Superintendent Todd Cummings were also in attendance.
We don't run the school corporation, nor do we intend to. So a lot of this is at the administrative level. But certainly we can help foster the community conversations and make sure that we're, as a community, we're holding people accountable for what happens in our community.
New information. 911 tapes have been released from the Indianapolis Fire Department. Moments after a tanker carrying about 4,000 gallons of jet fuel overturned and exploded, closing lanes and backing up traffic on two interstate highways. Authorities began receiving calls reporting an overturned semi and fire on the ramp just before 2 p.m. on Friday, February 20th.
It's 70 east on the highway. There's a fire and it's blazing and something just blew up. There's a bunch of black smoke and flames everywhere. Yeah, it shook the building. It exploded. Whatever it was exploded.
The truck driver was 59-year-old Jeffrey Denman of Brownsburg. He suffered significant burns and was transported to a nearby hospital in critical condition.
While the world worries about the coronavirus, the flu is killing hundreds of kids in the U.S. The death toll so far this winter stands at 105 children, according to the Centers for Disease Control. Despite the deaths, the CDC said this year's vaccine has been more than 50% effective in preventing flu severe enough to send a child to the doctor, a rate considered good by health experts. The flu season has featured two waves, each dominated by a different virus. Both bugs are considered dangerous to children.
It was a day filled with awe and wonder.
Kids and parents were at the Jordan Hall of Science at the University of Notre Dame a few weeks ago for the annual Science Alive Fair. Special programs included a visit from the Animals of Silly Safaris and a look at weather science with WNDU weather team.
SBS TV's David Saleh caught up with kids and adults, and excitement was in the air.
On Saturday, February 8th, at the Jordan Hall of Science, St. Joseph Public Library hosted their 28th annual Science Alive event. This annual event is hosted to inspire kids to pursue an interest in studying science. This is a free event that everyone can learn and benefit from. I also had the chance to interview the director of the event and learn what she had to say.
Sure. So Science Alive is our annual science-related event. We've been doing it for 28 years now. We started in 1993. And it's a great way to bring families and exhibitors together so the exhibitors can share their love of science and families can experience it and kids can develop an interest in science and hopefully pursue that throughout their lives.
During the event, kids had the chance to go around the exhibits and have their Science Alive passports stamped for a chance to win a prize, and I couldn't resist the chance to take part in.
I just finished filling out my passport and now I get to turn it in for a free prize. Hopefully I get to win. Thank you so much, sir.
This event was attended by 2,400 people this year, which is one of the best turnouts in Science Alive history. So many people came to this event since they were little, and they are now bringing their young ones to the event. Here's what a young child had to say.
What was your favorite part about today?
Everything.
Everything? Like what? Tell me.
Well, I'd have to say finding out all the skulls. Looking at all the skulls. Bear, which is probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
You exactly what this young man is going to look like in 20 years with a mustache.
Science Alive is awesome. Science is awesome, and it's so great to see the community come together to celebrate it.
For SBS TV, I'm David Saleh.
The event brought together 25 local and regional science-related organizations to share their knowledge with the participants.
It's a crisis that is taking over schools across America by storm. Alan Powell talked to health officials and students to understand why the addictive drug Xanax is such a problem in schools.
Last month, allegedly, a South Bend student overdosed from the prescription drug called alprazolam, or popularly known as Xanax, Xans, or bars, but is luckily still with us today. Students say the problem has been going on for a while, as early as 2 years ago. Students are starting to worry for their peers.
I don't believe that you should take drugs that's not prescribed to you, so I believe that the Xan problem should be handled immediately.
People our age shouldn't be taking it unless they need it for real. Like, yeah, that's not nothing to play with because people be going to the hospital for that.
So with the Xanax and their sister drugs, there's a number of in that same category. They're called benzodiazepines. They are drugs that are usually a lot of used for anxiety, depression. Some people use them for seizures. So there's a lot of reasons that they're out there. It's not just for anxiety.
Xanax is a controlled substance that you won't find on shelves and is known to be addictive.
If you look it up online, you can see it's all over the place.
They often make appearances in the rap culture, so naturally most teenagers know about them. It is a sedative used to treat anxiety and panic disorder, but what makes them harmful?
The thing is that for some people it offers sense of euphoria or disconnection, a high of some sort that they find pleasing for some reason, whether it's to suppress other feelings. You know, they don't want to think about things that are bothering them.
Again, Xanax is a controlled substance and for a reason. It can cause paranoid or suicidal ideation and impaired memory, judgment, and coordination. Combining them with other substances, such as alcohol, can slow breathing and possibly lead to death. Students hope that the trend dies down soon. I'm Alan Powell, reporting.
To learn more about the harmful effects of Xanax and other related drugs, visit drugabuse.gov.
A new class is coming to Riley High School, and it's aimed at students looking to explore the art of film. The Source caught up with Riley High School's Mr. Schulte to find out when we can expect to see this class on your course catalog.
Tell me, who doesn't love to immerse themselves into a film? To escape life troubles in that cinematic retreat? Whether it be the casual outing to the theater, or the classic Netflix and chill. With the opening of the new film literature class, students can now further explore the nuances of the seventh art.
So the focus of this class, with it being a film and literature, the big aspects of it is to have a nice appreciation of film and what it takes to create a film. But its main focus is going to be able to not only appreciate it, but to write about it as well.
What I think of is just like the art of filmmaking itself, because you could just tell a story with a movie, but there's more to it than that in the medium of film and just in general, like cinematography.
The big things I want them to know is, are they interested in learning more about film and changing the way that they write essays about different mediums?
What I think would make it interesting if there was a lot of involvement, hands-on activities, learning about what makes a movie watchable.
So they should be able to sign up for it as soon as their counselors take them down to have them sign up for next year's classes. As far as I'm aware, it's already on the schedule, and some people have already been asking their counselors for that class next year.
If you'd like to dive into the history of movies and study the evolution of the magic we see today, next year's film literature course just might be your thing. For SBS-TV, I've been the Source.
The class is only open to students at Riley High School. For more information on joining the class next year, be sure to see your counselor or Mr. Schulte in room 423 for more information.
February is Black History Month. It's an annual celebration of achievements by African Americans and a time for recognizing the central role of blacks in U.S. history. SBS-TV's Marisha Brown asked students why this month is so important to them.
February marks Black History Month, a time where we honor Black Americans for their amazing inventions, entertainment, arts, and their contributions to politics, law, and science. Rightfully so, names like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X dominate our classroom discussions this time of year, but I want to focus more on the women. Yes, we know about women such as Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, and Ruby Bridges. At South Bend schools, I spoke to students about Black History Month and also Black women who inspire them.
Yeah, because Black history is American history, and we live in America, so.
Black History Month is important to me because it's showing us how we grew from our struggles and how we're overcoming boundaries, and you seeing what Black creators and stuff is now, right now.
It's like a month for us, like for me, like, I'm Black. I take pride in that.
Oh, of course, it talks about like our great leaders who fought for us to live freely.
Yeah, because it's the month of all Black people and celebrating what they have done for the world.
Everybody in my family, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them too, but really the female in the family, you know what I'm saying? Helped me to be who I am today.
I'll say my mom and my granny, because my granny, first of all, God rest in peace, you know. She had 18 kids, and she took care of all of them.
In my life, Michelle Obama's pretty cool, I guess. She's dope.
Beyonce. I say Beyonce because she's a very strong woman. She go through anything. She don't listen to her haters, She's my very inspiration.
Not Beyonce Knowles. I know y'all gonna say that. I'm gonna say Rosa Parks. She's a strong woman.
Shout out to my mom because and my aunties because they strong Black women who overcame struggles for me and my brother and made life better for us. They encourage us to do better and not to be like hoodlums on the street.
For SBS-TV, this is Marisha Brown reporting.
We've had a roller coaster of a weekend as temperatures here in Michiana warmed up to almost 50 degrees. SBS-TV's Bernardo Malone is in the weather lab to tell us more. And Bernardo, will we ever see those spring-like temperatures again?
Well, Ethan, not quite spring-like temperatures like last week, but over the next 7 days, we will be seeing some sunshine throughout the next couple of days. Ethan, I don't think you're getting any temperatures like that unless you move up to Arizona or somewhere like that. Anyway, coming up next, I have my 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Bernardo. Up next, local students have their eyes on the prize as they hold a video game tournament. SBS-TV will be right back.
You don't just create a downtown overnight. This downtown has contours, curves, and depth. The spirit and energy of 1,000 nights before make your night out part of something extraordinary, with endless opportunities at your fingertips. The dining is diverse and as exquisite as you want, and the nightlife like nowhere else in our region. Downtown is for everyone, and there's only one Downtown South Bend. Eat, drink, Downtown South Bend.
This past weekend, a tournament was held at the Well. Students participated in a game of Super Smash Bros., a popular video game. Isaac Hernandez joined to see what the excitement was all about.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a very popular fighting game around the entire world, so there is no surprise that Smash Ultimate tournaments arise around the globe. It even sparked up a tournament here in South Bend called Take It Easy, which is held at a coffee shop named The Well.
Take It Easy is I guess you could say it's a monthly event that we're doing here for the Smash Bros. Community. It's kind of something that we kind of do to gather players from around the area, mostly Indiana, but some from Michigan, maybe Illinois as well, to compete against each other on a monthly basis, to kind of get a bigger feel who's the best in the area that way.
Super Smash Bros. Is a crossover fighting game featuring Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, and 78 other characters. The player has to knock off their opponent from the stage while racking up damage shown by a percentage. The higher percentage you are, the easier you will get knocked back.
Typical day is it's definitely a lot of people that are catching up with some friends that maybe they don't go to the same school as each other, but they'll catch up, they'll get together next to the TV and they'll play for a bit, talk about how their day is going, and then they'll get prepared for the tournament, just wish each other luck. And then there's just a lot of excitement and stuff, that's you're hearing right now.
There are different kinds of players that show up and compete at the Well. Some play for fun, and others play very competitively.
I think the Well is a great place to hang out, and on Fridays hang out here and play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I love Smash ever since I was a little kid. I'm kind of a Nintendo fanboy, and so I was always into Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And Pokemon and all that stuff. And I played Melee at my friend's house when I was 7 or 8 years old, and then Brawl was coming out, and I was so hyped for Brawl. And then obviously after that, I was super into Smash. It's just so fun.
By the end of the tournament, Team 4 was the victor. It was a very close game between Team 4 and another competitive player named Sonny. They both did their best and put out some hype stuff to show the crowd that they aren't messing around. This is Zach Hernandez reporting for SBS-TV.
You don't have to wait every 4 years for the Olympics. The Science Olympiad have it every year. Angel Hernandez has the story.
Raleigh's Science Olympiad team will be heading to state after placing 5th in regionals at Purdue Northwest.
Science Olympiad is like a track meet for science, technology, engineering, and math. There's 23 events, and the students compete in those events.
The topics range from things like forensics, detector building, astronomy, and also build events like Right Stuff, Gravity Vehicle, and Ping Pong Parachute. The teams consist of 15 people, and the students focus on certain topics.
We just competed at the regional competition. We did really well against some really tough teams. I think we have a pretty good chance this year of being in the top half of the teams in state.
I've been doing Science Olympiad for around, I want to say 6 years. This year, I'm doing Right Stuff, Chem Lab, and detector building.
Riley has placed 5th place out of 21 teams and received medals in some events, including Chem Lab, Circuit Lab, Experimental Design, Sounds of Music, Right Stuff, and Gravity Vehicle. For SBS-TV, it's been Angel Hernandez reporting.
If you're looking to go into the medical field, you might take this next story into consideration when you're choosing your classes. Aaron Farmwald talked to teachers at Washington High School about the programs available to students.
The Washington High School Medical Magnet Program helps students interested in careers in medicine get a real feel for their future in the industry. Students in the program do a variety of different things throughout the year, and this is what they're doing currently.
Right now we just have semester classes where we are learning how to interact with patients through customer service and also learning the mental illnesses.
So far in junior year we are in midterm and health science classes, also learning the law and ethics, and we go to St. Joe Hospital for 2-3 hours.
And we get to examine all of the floors and the opportunities that are there. So students may think they want to do a specific job, but then over time, after going to clinicals, they find out that, ooh, well, I didn't know I would have to be, if they want to be a nurse, that they have to be there 12 hours.
The program does its best to be students' guide to medicine and careers in medicine, but there are always things that could be improved. I asked a magnet teacher what she would change, and this is what she said.
If I could change anything, I think I would want to change the fact that students, their commitment to their own education, them buying into that this is going to help them be successful. Being prepared it's necessary.
While there are things to be improved, there are also things that are good as they are.
I could see it's like giving me like a view of what's it going to be like if I'm a nurse.
I like how in our medical class we have open conversations about anything.
The thing that I like most about the program is the fact that students are able to explore all areas in the healthcare setting.
Students and teachers alike praise the program and say it seriously helps students learn more about future careers in medicine.
There's more to this whole health or medical magnet than just being a nurse or a doctor.
The magnet has definitely opened my mind to knowing more about what I'm going to be handling in the future.
This is Aaron Farmwald for SBS-TV reporting.
So with all the frigid weather we've had, it's no doubt we may continue seeing it. Bernardo Malone is in the weather lab to tell us more. Bernardo?
Yeah, Ethan, as you can see at our live rooftop camera, snow is falling and you can only see about 2 miles ahead of you. So if you're out there driving, make sure you drive in slowly. Here's a live look at our rooftop camera over Riley High School in South Bend, Indiana. Here's what we should be expecting throughout the day. Expect a snowfall of about 1/4 inch. Take precautions on the road, slow it down. There's still some slick spots throughout Michiana, so please take your time. Today, high of 26, low of 19. And then let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Friday will be 25 with snow showers and mostly cloudy throughout the day. Saturday, partly cloudy with a high near 32. Sunday, partly cloudy with a high of 50. And then as I step out the way, Monday will be mostly rain and some sun throughout the day with a high of 53. And then as you can see, the next 3 days after Monday, the temperature kind of drop, then come back up, and then drop once again. Reporter in the Weather Center, I'm Bernardo Malone.
All right, Bernardo. Up next, Construction CTE students at Riley are headed down to state. We'll be right back with the story.
Diversity. It's what makes the world go around. It's not only beautiful, it's powerful. Diversity opens your mind and your eyes. It helps you see ideas, solutions, and people in a different light. The same light, in fact, as the rest of the world. In the South Bend schools, we celebrate the diversity of our students and our curriculum. Every student has something to offer. That's what makes us strong and our future bright. To learn more, visit enrollinthefuture.com.
Programs across the state like CTE are implemented to teach students the skills required beyond high school. Claudia Yanez caught up with the Construction CTE class here at Riley to talk about their next steps as they head down to the state competition.
If you are interested in construction or building trades, this CTE is just for you. Listen to Mr. Hulk and Sam about the Skills USA competition.
The largest student organization and contest in the world. It's actually not just a state of Indiana contest. It's not just an American contest, but it's an international contest.
It's a competition of the skills of what you can do with your construction. So we have brick mason, we have a carpenter, we have an electrician, and we also have a plumber.
Skills USA is an opportunity for many students to work on the career they want to take. Jacob shares his thoughts.
Going into the first part, not very, because we didn't have as much time to prepare as everybody else did, and we had Mr. Hout hadn't done the competition in a long time, so we didn't know exactly what we were going to be doing. So felt like really unprepared, but we made it past part one, so I'm feeling a little bit better now.
Mr. Hulk explains on what his students need to improve on.
Some of them need to improve on their pizza eating skills. Well, that's why that's the only thing they have to improve on, because that is our victory meal. And one of our teams are going to do well in this competition.
This is Claudia reporting from SBS-TV.
Hey, what's up? I'm David Saleh, aka Big Dave, and I'm welcoming you to the Sports Zone. Basketball season is almost over, but that doesn't mean the action is slower. We're taking a look at some basketball scores from around Michiana. Starting off with the Clay Colonials versus the Jimtown Jimmies. It was Jimtown with a 10-point lead over Clay, 52-42. Heading over to Washington versus Elkhart Central. It was a victory for the Washington Panthers, 67-46. Lastly, the big rivalry. The Riley Wildcats played host to the Adams Eagles on a special and National Guard night. It was the Eagles pulling away for a 55-61 win. It was a big win, but let's dive right in and let's witness the great things the Riley High School swim team has accomplished.
The Riley High School boys swim team was hard at work training for their sectional competitions last week. Swimming laps, running drills, and practicing time trials, all to increase their speed and techniques. And while there were doubts about the team this year,
I thought it was going to be down here for us since we graduated so many seniors. We graduated 13. So we were predicted by some to finish 6th, as low as 6th in the conference.
those preconceived notions were quickly put to rest by the Riley swimmers.
Our record is much better than what we projected from last year. So I feel like we'll do pretty well.
This year is something special that I've never seen before. It's just the work ethic and the team camaraderie that we've had this year compared to every other year is just way better.
And all that hard work and camaraderie paid off as the team placed second overall at sectionals, moving them on to state later this week. For SBS-TV News, this is Ethan Hems reporting.
Riley's own Blake Wesley had the chance to interview his teammate Davion Anderson about the journey of his basketball career.
At forward, 6'4" junior, number 22, Davion Anderson.
We got to talk to Davion Anderson, a forward for Riley basketball.
My brother inspired me to play basketball around in like 7th grade when I used to come to his games and watch him play. I picked up a basketball to play basketball outside with my friends at recess, and the game caught my eye.
Davion has improved a lot from middle school to high school. Middle school, he was just playing going to the park, putting shots up, to actually putting in the work.
My middle school, it was good. I could just shoot. I couldn't really dribble or anything, and now that I'm in high school, I'm learning more about the game, and I'm able to do more. I can actually see the court more. I have a higher IQ. I can dribble, shoot, and I can also create to get my teammates open. I motivate the team by lifting them up, helping them in spots that they need to be helped in, and also encouraging them to go harder.
Davion Anderson is one of those players who is becoming into his own self. He started out real slow for us in the beginning of the season, but as of late, he's really been blossoming.
This is Blake Wesley for SBS-TV.
Next up, we take a look at the goals and achievements set by the Riley Wildcat wrestling team.
Riley wrestling team had an okay season this year. They set some goals and did great.
Just try your best in everything you do. Don't give up and persevere.
Wrestling takes hard work, but it takes a lot of hard stuff to do.
Being with the whole team helped me get through hard courses in my life. Like WWE, and I joined, and I just stuck with it in high school.
Riley's wrestling team did good this year. We beat Penn twice in a row, one here and one at Penn. We actually had quite a few people that made it to sectionals. We had a lot of people that made it to regionals, and we had people that made it to semi-state. And we got one that's going to state, but he's an alternate. But if someone doesn't make weight, he's gonna wrestle. And you know, everyone just worked hard, and we just really did a good job this year. This is Commander from SBS-TV.
The Clay High School basketball team is on a road to redemption. The story is brought to you by Jeff Davis.
Will the South Bend Clay Colonials ever get close to winning another state championship? South Bend Clay is on the road to redemption after a rough couple of years. Here's the thoughts from the co-captains.
Us making an impact in sections is very likely. You know, we on a good stretch, and we coming for everybody here.
To get back on top, I feel like we just gotta play better and, you know, be confident in ourselves. You know, there's a lot of people doubting us every year, saying we're not this, we can't be that. But I feel like if we play together, you know, we all work hard every single year and play hard on the court, there's nothing that can stop us.
Here are some motivating words from the coach to help build confidence heading into the next game.
Be ready to play. Last NIC game, conference game, okay, we want to finish strong, all right?
Play on 3. 1, 2, 3.
This is Jeffrey Davis from SBS-TV reporting.
This has been David Saleh, aka Big Dave, with SBS-TV's Sports Zone. We'll see you later, guys.
Before we end the show, take a look at this. A bear wandered at a Los Angeles foothill suburb last Friday, drawing curious onlookers and news media. The bear sluggishly ambled across streets and into backyards. The Monrovia Police Department said officers were keeping watch and State Department of Fish and Wildlife personnel were called to the neighborhood. It was believed to be the same bear seen a day earlier in Monrovia, where it's not uncommon for animals to wander out of the sprawling forest above the city. And that does it for SBS TV News. I'm Ethan Hems.
And I'm Marisha Brown.
We'll see you next time.